Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Brian the Divine Healer here with y'all doing a whole nother segment, right? Kind of put something together because I had this playlist of just, talking about different things in life that we all experience and some of the issues and stuff. So I created a new playlist. It's called Advice Addict. Okay. So it's cleaning out closets and it's going to go off of the suggestions of my loyal subscribers, my Divine Squad. Thank you, by the way, for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and your comments. Okay. So I asked my subscribers to give me different ideas, different suggestions, for things to talk about. Right. And so I had one subscriber, tell me some stuff in the comments. And then I did a video kind of based off that, which was, you're going to want to sit down for this. It was like part 3. So I'm taking that idea and I'm transforming it into now what I'm calling the advice addict. So hold on. The perfect timing. Sorry about that, my friends. It's constant. Anyways, called advice addict, right? So now, it's okay. Good girl. Good girl. So yes, I'm taking those suggestions of my loyal subscribers and I'm going to put them in this playlist. So this reading is going to be about rebalancing your energy for yourself and for being able to communicate more effectively with interpersonal relationships. Okay. Sounds pretty complicated, but not so much. Okay. So let's just take the first chunk of that is that rebalancing the energy for yourself. Okay. So what does that exactly mean? Well, basically rebalancing. Good morning. I don't know if you caught some of it, but I did the intro and it's a whole new playlist. Advice Addict, cleaning out closets. Yeah. So it's going to be about those suggestions that, I asked you guys to give me for topics to discuss. Right. So this one is reclaiming your energy. And, not only for yourself, but to really have effective communication with interpersonal relationships. And you can blame Aquarius Diva for that because this is her suggestion. So I'm giving her a little shout out. Sue gave me the last one. I'm saying, so we're going to just keep going like that. Made a separate playlist. And here it is. Okay. So we're going to get into rebalancing your energy first for yourself. Amen. Coffee time. Oh, you made it. There you go. Here's your little tribute. You know what I'm saying? We got this worked out for you. Okay, so rebalancing your energy for yourself. What does that mean? Well, it means you're out of sorts, first of all. It means that your energy is off balance. It means you're kind of frustrated, you're a little confused, you're a little, flustered and all these kind of things that set us off to be unbalanced, right? And when you're unbalanced, you really can't sometimes you can't think straight. You know what I mean? Sometimes definitely your emotions are going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, right? And that's going to lead you not to really have any kind of effective communication with anybody, whether it's a personal relationship or interpersonal relationships, right? So what I really try to do for my personal self, because people try to get me unbalanced all the damn time, you know what I'm saying? And it is frustrating. It is hard to deal with. But what it is harder is to put yourself back together and overcome this kind of crap, okay? So really here's what it is about is first of all, you got to understand the problem. You got to dissect what is the issue. Okay. You got to look at it not from an emotional point of view. You got to look at it logically, right? So let's say you got bills, right? And you're stressed out because you're trying to figure out this and you're feeling the pain of the due date, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So when you just address the bill, you say, boom, this is the bill. This is the due date. This is how much money I got. When you start breaking down things on that logical level and leaving your emotions out of it, the worry, the anxiety, all that other crap that we go through, well, that is seeing the problem for directly what it is. Too easy, but not really. So when you address it that way, that's going to allow you to, like I said, push your emotions aside, seeing this shit logically. But then now you're going to be able to kind of really freely have that now mindset of having the ability to see different approaches now. Okay. Now you might be able to talk to the bill company and say, well, okay, you know what? because of COVID, because of, whatever, I lost my job. I want to pay the bill, but I can only do it so much. So if I can pay installments, whatever, that's what I can do. And when you're wrapped up in your emotions, you're not allowed to think that way because your emotions keep pulling you into this fear mode, this confusion, all this other stuff that we go through mentally. So separating those two is the first start. The second start is looking at that logically, and then these ideas and solutions will just come natural. Okay. So logical, but then now you have to worry about your emotions. Okay. So what helps me is living in the present. And that means not trying to see the future of, okay, well, if I pay this whole entire bill, then I have to go without certain things that I need. Okay. That's getting too far ahead. Right. And now, if you go too far in the past to think, well, okay, maybe if I just let this go and I just keep moving on, it'll just maybe go away or they'll forget or something like that. Feelings definitely are not facts. They're not. They're like hypotheticals. They're theories. You know what I'm saying? And so you can't really apply those to your rebalancing your energy because you're just going to keep staying out of whack. And so you have to look at the facts, right? So when you do that, you get that better sense of now opening your mind up without your emotions confusing you to really set the stage for those kind of progresses, right? So now, how do you really get that balance with the logic to now really settle your emotions down, okay? How do you even get that shit in your mind, clearing your emotions away? Go for a walk. Go for a walk. You got to ground yourself, right? You got to really be able to get a grip on your thinking and the way that you feel, because we're trying to balance those both to keep your energy moving forward, right? So go for a walk, right? Maybe listen to some meditation, positive affirmations, like, I could do this. How you kind of psych yourself up, really, but making yourself in that positive status, right? If you're always looking at things negative, well, you're really projecting or manifesting your negativity into situations, places, and people and things. You can't do that because then you can't talk to people right. You can't get your facts straight. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that shit, right? So go for a walk, feel the breeze, open your doors, open your windows, get a sense of a different kind of environment, right? Maybe get out of your house for a minute, go for a drive, right? Because some of those things actually help you pull yourself out of your emotions. Because now, if you're by yourself, you're away from your family for a minute, you get to think clearly, breathe. That's exactly where I was going next after taking a walk, right? So what I do, and I've suggested to other people, is there's a breathing technique, right? I'm not sure what it's called officially because it's been a long time since I actually knew the name of it, since I first got told of this myself. It's part of therapy stuff, right? Also a technique that's used in the Army. You could call it the 2-3-4, okay? The 2-3-4 breathing technique. We'll just make that shit up. Sounds good to me, okay? So what does that mean, okay? It means you're going to really take your breath, inhale through your nose. 2 seconds of doing that. That's the 2. Now the 3 is holding it. So you're going to hold it for 3 seconds. Right? Now the 4, letting it out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in 2. Hold it for 3. Let out for 4. Okay. I practice this. Hey, how you doing, Roy? You made it. Yay. It's going to be a full house today. Happy Friday. Sweet. Okay. So the 2, 3, 4, right? I learned this technique in the Army when we had to do some things. You know what I'm saying? People lose their minds that way. It's that fight or flight. And sometimes when you get hairy situations, whether it's paying a bill or actually in wartime, you lose your mind because your emotions take over. You get all crazy and then you start freezing up and all this other stuff, right? So when you practice technique, like physiologically, it really instantly starts slowing your heart rate down. Why? Because you're really expanding your lungs completely by taking in the air in and holding it. So now you're getting fresh oxygen. And then when you exhale for that longer couple of seconds, now you're expelling all the bad air in your lungs completely. Right? And what does that do when we get new oxygen in our lungs? It goes to your body. And it reinvigorates this whole fresh air feeling. But inside your body, right? It really does. Now me, I hold it for longer because I can dive in the pool and swim and hold my breath for like 2 minutes very easily. No problem. So I hold it for like, 15, 30 and blow it out for 40 seconds. You know what I'm saying? I can do that longer, right? Because my lung capacity is the full. Some people are upper breathers, upper chest lung breathers, and some people are the stomach breathers, which is the lower breathers, right? So that also is a little part I want to throw in there. When you want to breathe in, you want to expand your belly too. Expand your belly, because what that's going to do is that's going to push up your lungs, and it's going to really kind of condense those lungs in a sense to really squeeze all that bad oxygen, and then you're going to replace it with the new ones, and we let go. It's going to sink in and give you that really kind of almost euphoric feeling. Almost a head rush, but instantaneously, it's going to make you calm down very quickly, right? So practice that technique. That's a great way of rebalancing your energy to get more composure on your emotions and a little better thinking in your logic. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Oh, you do that, Roy? Oh, yoga helps too? That's fantastic. Yoga too, right? Because you're going to do breathing and yoga to hold those poses. You know what I'm saying? And that's fantastic. But here's the thing with yoga. I'm just going to break it down for you because we do the freestyle kind of family talking. Okay, so yoga is really, those are exercise poses to really, I'll say, unlock your chakras. They really are. Okay, it gets you in certain body positions, because if you think about our chakras, right, they're like little dumpsters. Okay, they're dumpsters. They collect energy. Okay, so let's think about your sacral chakra, which is your bam, chicka, wow, wow, right? So, if you're single and you're celibate, well, you're collecting a lot of energy there, right? So you have put, we'll just say sex out of your mind for a while, and then you have these thoughts and these feelings that start creeping back in, right? And that's that chakra for that specific thing starting to build up, right? Starting to build up. So now, what happens is you get horny. I'm just going to be real. You get horny, right? You do. And so now that feeling is your dumpster full. Ooh, it's full. It's right at the brim. So then now some people, they act on it, and then they get to, release, have, that moment, fun time, whatever you want to call it. But it gets to release that, right? So when you in yoga poses, a lot of those poses are specifically for the chakras. It helps you align your chakras, helps you release those chakras, right? So, I mean, it is mindfulness. It is a great kind of technique to learn how to calm down and get yourself balanced. But really, it's helping you drain or purge in a way of some of those chakras. What? Okay, but that's perfect. Thank you, Roy. I appreciate that. I forgot what it was called because this was introduced to me for like over 10 years ago, right? So, like I said, this helps me in my everyday life to really get that rebalancing of my energy. I mean, it's really hard. And a lot of people don't know what to do. So that's why their lives are kind of wrecked. So I'm really awesome that oh no, I'll stop doing chakra. Listen to you. You're funny. Yeah, I hear you. Anyways. That's one way. The yoga is good. Meditation is good. You know what I'm saying? Meditation is actually fantastic. It really is. So if you're listening to some binary beats, you know, um, some affirmations, right? Even guided meditation. That's the person speaking to your subconscious when they kind of talk you into your own trance state. Because there's nobody that puts you in a trance. I mean, that's not the way that shit works. It is the the monotone expressions of what they're saying to you that actually allows you to put yourself in a trance. That's that guided meditation. Okay. And so when you're in that guided meditation, you're in that trance state, they're going to say things to you that when you're off visualizing and you're off in this meditative state, trance state, we'll call it, they put in affirmations and positive things into your subconscious. You do take things in your conscious, but when you're in that super trance state, it's almost like you're zoning out. Oftentimes, if you have the right person that's doing this, you don't hear what they're saying because you're in that trance state. And so that stuff gets kind of implanted in your subconscious. And that actually helps you once you get out of your trance state to be able to take from what's the back of your brain and your subconscious to bring it into your consciousness. Okay. Guided meditation. Those are all excellent, really, ways of balancing your energies. Closing my eyes scares me like some ghostly thing. Well, yeah, because I had that too. Sometimes I close my eyes and I see some crazy ass shit. Really do. It's so scary. I hear you, Roy, but maybe that is where you need to be to see those things, which really helps you get to your traumas, get to your burdens, get to your problems and your issues. Okay. Because when you're in that kind of state, if you're not in such a negative energy, well, then you're not going to have so much negative influence and so many negative thoughts. You're going to be seeing butterflies and fairies and those all the crap, right? Whatever you guys can visualize. But if you're carrying a lot of negative energy, when you close your eyes, you're going to see the negative energy in the form of these pictures and memories and things like that. It's hard to hold on. Trust me, I know. But if you can just show that strength and fight that fear of breaking the meditation, trust me, it's going to work. It's going to settle you down once you can see that. But that balance of the energy, even in meditating, you have to accept it. You have to accept the things that you see. You have to accept the things that you hear in order to progress. It's kind of like people that are scared of roller coasters. They psych themselves up. They get ready to go on the ride. They even stand in line to buy their tickets. They're ready to go, and they're next. And all of a sudden, they chicken out. And they don't care that they spent the money on the tickets. They don't care if they're next in line. That fear just makes them retreat. Okay. So, in this state of meditation, if you accept the visions that you see, the things that you hear, that is your subconscious coming out and really trying to put it in your consciousness. So then, because our consciousness doesn't understand reality, it doesn't know what's real or not. True statement. So when you're bringing it from subconscious to your conscious, now your conscious is able to really digest and understand what is being presented to you. So hold on to that. And then, you're going to be able to apply that breathing technique. So that will surely help you slow down some of that emotion that you're going to be feeling when you're pulling this crap out. Because it's all we're really doing is when we meditate, it is shuffling your closet to get to have more space. And so when you bring that stuff out, it's just the stuff that's been buried in your subconscious. Those are your underlying problems, the root of some causes of issues that you might got going on. So see it, accept it, and take it head on. Because then you'll have the interpretation up here to know what to do, and that'll help you shuffle that stuff out after the meditation session. Oh yeah, here we go, Aries Taurus. Did you guys check out that video I did? Aries Taurus. There you go. I put that out there for y'all. Rose quartz, yes. Crystals. There you go. Crystals. Fantastic. I mean, this is my pet rock. Yeah. Right? Because they do absorb energy. Here's another thing. Candles. Okay? We're not doing voodoo and shit. Get out of here if you're about that. But this is for the actual fragrance of it. This is lavender and citrus. Okay? Lavender actually has a very specific purpose, right? It smells good, but it also calms you down. You're so welcome, Shiloh. You're so welcome. Very welcome. Makes sense. Incense, anything fragrant, because you know why? We use our five senses. See things, smell things, taste things, hear things, touch things. Okay. So when we start applying these different ways to use our senses for the positive manner, like smelling lavender, because that actually calms you down. They give, like my Frenchie, she was a little baby, right? She was the runt. So she had a little bit of, I wouldn't say like colicky, maybe, but she had anxiety when she tried to sleep for some weird reason. I tucked her in and all this other stuff to me, and she still didn't feel that fondness because she was away from her mama and she was the runt, right? My house always smells good. So there was this little teddy bear, right? And there was like this little pouch inside the teddy bear, and it had lavender in it. Okay, so you just put it in the microwave. I think it was like 15 seconds or something. It got warm, but it like exposed the lavender, right? Exposed the lavender. So now this little teddy bear is warm and smells like lavender. So when I was tucking my little Frenchie in over here with her little fat butt, I laid the little teddy bear with her. She felt the warm comfort, kind of like her mama, snuggling her. And then the scent of the lavender was calming her down. And it worked like a charm. So the crystals to help you absorb some energy. So like the rose quartz, the clear quartz. There's a lot of crystals out there that helps a lot of energy removal and energy giving. Okay, energy protection, all that stuff. But also when we implement another sense about us is smells. I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes when you're cooking dinner, it just smells so good. It just gives you this whole sense about everything. Like, yeah, I can't wait to eat. That shit smells so good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And what problems you got now? Like, what are you thinking about now? But nothing but that, right? Another technique. Smells, incense, candles, you know what I mean? Whatever, perfumes, whatever you're going to smell that kind of gets you to be calm. So research some things, implement these things for the smell side, right? Now the taste, you could probably go off taste too, right? Like I said, you're about to eat dinner. It's like your favorite is dinner, and you're eating it, and you're just in that enjoyment, right? You're not thinking about your bills. You're not thinking about shit that you argue with somebody about. You're just like in that moment of eating your favorite food. Another implementing a way to balance your energy. Because they all have different techniques. Coffee, yeah, sure, for sure. Right? Cinnamon rolls and coffee. That's hilarious. Or is it the orange kind? That's my favorite. I love the orange cinnamon rolls. Right. So when you start using these techniques, like you're having your favorite dinner, you're eating, like I said, you're not emotional of worrying about stuff. You're actually clearing that kind of away because you're focused on just that one thing. Just like the smell is very concentrated and it smells and it has a specific job, right? So that allows you to calm down. And then that allows you to now have that free path between your subconscious and your conscious to flow naturally. And so now you'll start thinking of ideas of how to, pay those bills responsibly or handle somebody when you're having an argument with in a different way. You know what I mean? It helps us really get these different natural ways of thinking to have these kind of issues solved without letting ourselves be too emotional or too logical and regaining that balance of your energy. Okay. The touch, the physical part of the other sense would be definitely touching this rock, getting a massage. Let your cat get on your shoulders and start rubbing. Say whatever. You know what I mean? So not only we're doing the sights and sounds by visualizing meditations, the physical part of the senses of the touch, doing the yoga, the crystals, now you're implementing the sense and, trying to use all your senses, but in a positive way to regain that balance of that lost energy. So when you get all that wrapped up and you're finally now done with the meditation, you took a little nap, you had your favorite dinner, breakfast, whatever. Now you have a different way about you. Now you're more balanced. So now when you have to speak to the people about the bills or talk to somebody that you were having an argument with, you're in a different state. You balance yourself. Like think of that temperance card with the angel, right? You got the balance, the peace and harmony within yourself. You're balancing your masculine, your feminine, putting that shit together as one. And so now your approach to things and your people and your conversations are going to be balanced. Okay. You're going to be able to talk to the person that you got to owe the bill to or have an argument with and figure out the options of your payment plans. Or can I give a little bit now, pay later? You have an argument with somebody. Hey, maybe my approach to this conversation seemed a little harsh. Maybe I was coming off wrong. You get this natural way of being able to resolve whatever issue you got going on just by getting that balance within yourself. Fantastic. Woo, woo, woo. Hello, good evening. Well, it's good morning here. Yes. 10:51 a.m. Good morning. Perfume works great. I'm catching up. It creates a different environment, right? Puts you in a different mindset, balancing your energy better, right? Some people like to read books. Why? Because they're trying to escape their mind. So they go into their imagination and whatever's being read in the book, And that's being able to try to use your own self in your own senses to be able to regain that balance. I mean, therapy works, you know what I mean? But I'm trying to say that you could do it on your own because we have that abilities and those tools, but a lot of us don't know how. So if you just think of those 5 senses, that's going to help you see things better to really use these tools, these techniques to really help yourself get rebalanced, right? Having a different approach to be able to communicate people because why you're leaving your emotions out of it, you're seeing the logic. Or maybe you're too logical and you're breaking down your logic and now you're getting a little more emotional. So you're getting a little softer, right? You're getting a little more compassionate. So it's just vice versa, however you're going through, whatever you're going through, to find that balance and either, like I said, let go of being too logic and putting some emotion into it, or taking some emotions out and putting more logic into it, right? Two opposite faces of the earth. Dark side, light side. In China and not in China. I mean, just saying China because it's like so far away from the United States. Those are two opposite sides of the earth, right? Yeah. Everything's China, right? So, right. See, I mean, even Shiloh's coming out with her plans of what she does to help herself calm down and understand, especially, I mean, when you got kids, I mean, it can be pretty rowdy. You could lose your energy quick because you're giving your energy to like your kids or your boss, your employees, whatever you got going on, even your dogs, your animals. They can be a little, manipulating too. Always want damn treats. You know what I'm saying? It's me, Yeah, well, there you go. Go to the Garden of the Gods if you got a chance. Go to the Garden of the Gods. You got to see that stuff. It is beautifully amazing. There's a part of the mountain that looks like camels, and they're coming together, and they call it the Kissing Camels. It's fantastic. People do a lot of rock climbing up there, too. It's awesome. The kids love it. I loved it. It's great. India. Nice. Thank you. It's fantastic. And India is it's like a fantastic place over there because they have so much spirituality going on. They really do. They understand the meditation. They understand the ways of being able to balance your energy because it's been all throughout their whole ancient history. Crazy, crazy. But I know a lot about some Indian stuff, like um, I'm gonna probably butcher the way these things are called. Um, the Bhagavata, some of those ancient books that they've had their stories of, their history. Crazy, like Vimanas and you know who's Shiva. You know what I mean? It's all these things that they got going on, and it all applies to their spirituality. And I think it's amazing because they all have a lot of different ways to really get that together. Right. Sometimes I'm afraid. Sometimes it comes to my mind without knowing there will be an earthquake. Then something happens. Well, Solomon, you need to be careful with that then, because sometimes we can get into very, very, I would say, like, you can manifest your own reality. You really can. Sometimes people can do it just without thinking, you know. So if you are in this certain mindset, in this higher level self, you can actually manifest things like that, right? I was hanging out with a friend. It was a crappy day. Clouds from here to the horizon, and I could see the sun want to try to come out, but it wasn't. And I was like, you know what? I want a nice day today. I want these clouds. That's what I'm saying in my mind. I want these clouds to just completely go away and the sun just radiate, right? So I said a little prayer and I was meditating up on I was like this, meditating, saying my little intent, and then went like that. I swear to God, I have witnesses. The clouds just all went away, and it was a complete sunny day the whole entire day. When I'm talking about cloudy, from here to your eyes could see further, there was so many clouds. But when I set my intent and my wish and that energy, gone. So we have to be careful on some things that we can do. The power of manifestation is amazingly crazy. Like my dog, for sure, you guys are talking about animals. My dog knows when a storm's coming. She don't like lightning and thunder, so she gets all quivery, right? So like when we had those tornadoes here, it was crazy. She was looking in the window like, what's going on? And it wasn't even coming yet. She said, what's going on? What's going on? She go outside. She got worried. Now she started to hide herself. Now she's got to go in the closet because she knows what's coming. Swear to God. She is a genius. She knows. She's like my little, like, pre-warning kind of thing. It's like my siren. Oh, here we go. Talking about some geology now. Surely that. The tectonic plates do crash into each other, especially in India. That's why we got all these big ass mountains. You know what I'm saying? Because one tectonic plate comes here, another one here, and the way they're moving, they crash into each other. And sometimes one rides up on the other. That's what creates the mountain. And one goes down. So it all circulates. So one goes up, one goes down. So we lose land, we gain land. That's really what that is. Earthquakes are scary for sure. I lived through two of them. I used to live in California and it was scary. I think one was like a 6.0 or something. Up on the third floor, everything's shaking. It's so shaky that it's blurry. You can't see. Everything's like, whoa, and everything's just like shaking. It's the weirdest feeling, you know? For surely, because you guys are right there. You're on that tectonic plate. Very scary. And you guys got some stuff going on over there that could be really devastating for your society, your neighborhood, your city, all that. It's pretty bad. Right. So, rebalancing your energy. If you know there's earthquakes in your place, right, in your situation, in your town, or what country, uh, if you let your emotions take over, where then you're going to live in fear. So you're always going to be worried about when an earthquake is going to happen. And when you're in that state, well, then when an earthquake happens, you have no logic because now you're just full of your emotions and you don't know what to do and you panic and you freeze and you're not going to be able to protect yourself properly. So if you understand that, these things are reality and leave your emotions out of it, well, now you're going to prepare yourself. Now you're going to be ready. You take that action to really protect yourself, get yourself ready, have an emergency plan, whatever you guys need to prepare for the earthquake before and when it happens. That is regaining the balance, replenishing the energy for yourself with these different techniques that we do or we're suggesting. Well, being sensitive for sure, that's different. I mean, being sensitive is being aware so you can be in tune like the animals and they sense things are happening. That's why they all take off. You know what I mean? That's why birds fly south for the winter because they know the winter's coming. And so they're not going to be hanging out in the snow. They're going to go to Florida like all the old people. You know what I'm saying? So being sensitive is being able to pick that up. But the sensitive part is a fine line because then you can get overly sensitive. And then you start getting worried. And then you start nervous. And then you start getting scared. And then now you're not going to want to continue that sensitivity to be aware because it's turning into something different. And that's why you need to pull some of your logic in and say, well, I understand that I'm sensing an earthquake's coming. So now instead of getting scared about it, you need to be proactive about it and balancing your emotions and your mind together. Perfect example of the earthquakes, really, because that shit's scary. And, you got to plan. They have earthquake drills, all this other kind of things, escape route, whatever, safe, like a emergency exit plan kind of thing. You know what I mean? Don't even get me started on Yellowstone. Are you crazy? Don't even get me started on that. That is the scariest thing that we could probably be trying to think about in our conscious. Okay, but let's bring our conscious to a different environment because I know that we're talking about these earthquakes and now super volcanoes. We don't really want to start talking as a collective to manifest some of the shit that happened. Okay. Because it's true, you really can. It says in the Bible, Jesus says, if you have that spirit as one with yourself, you can move mountains. So all you're going to do is say, mountain, move. It's gone. Like those clouds I was talking about. True freaking story. You guys are bananas with your conversations, but I love it. Nebraska. Yes. Cornhusker. Area. Well, there is a fault line that goes from I think Louisiana up through the middle of the United States that kind of goes I would think like towards I think it's straight all the way up to Michigan. It could curve over a little towards the tip of New York where Buffalo is and all that by the Great Lakes, whatever. But I think it's called the Meridian Fault Line. People in Ohio experience earthquakes and things like that. And that's another kind of little hairy, scary thing that people aren't aware of because that's a major fault line too. And if it splits, well, then now you got the whole, Pacific Ocean because it comes to Louisiana. If it splits, now you got a canal. Basically, all that ocean water is going to run up on that fault. Crazy. I learned about that one. That's definitely a true story. Interesting fact, though. Wow. Yeah. So, once you're able to balance yourself and your energies, like going outside, going for a walk, going for a drive, listening to your music, whatever is going to make you feel, relaxed and kind of get you out of your thought process or even your emotions, using our five senses, using smells and sights and touches. Those things definitely help us regain that energy that we need to really, you know, be as one, putting yourself in sync. Right. You're exactly right, Shiloh. But if you're emotional and you already have a plan, well, then you start freaking out. Well, then you forget your plan because you're not balanced, right? You're worried about what's going on or some shit. And even though you've already had a plan in place, when you get emotional and you start thinking with your thoughts, well, or thinking with your feelings, well, sometimes we can't execute those plans. True story. It's always good to listen. It really is. Because listening is part of knowledge, and knowledge is power. And the more that you know, the better. Like we're suggesting the breathing techniques, the meditation, Roy said the yoga, it's all about having that balance, that duality. That's why I do these two cards like that. And I always talk about the duality because they say it's like, oh, well, you're talking to yourself or somebody else. Now it's like you got a split personality. It's like, no, I have a masculine side about me and then I have a feminine side. So, I'm a nice guy, but I can still be a butthole. So then out of balance is either you're too soft and sensitive or you're too hard. You know what I'm saying? So we want to interweave those things and get that balance. So then you could be soft enough to be hard. Wait, let's not talk like that. I mean, there's little kids in the room. I'm just kidding. But it's really putting your mind and your emotions together and getting that grip and finding that one person that you are. And when you do that, it's really now you're getting to your inner self, your higher self. And that always knows which way to go. Because that's always telling us which way to go. But we get clogged and we don't have that balance and we don't know what the hell they're saying. Interesting. I don't blame you for wanting to run, but it might be worse to run outside if shit's falling down. I don't know. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Depends on what's in your environment. Yes. I mean, being a single mother, being a single dad, even just being single, um, everybody needs to practice balancing themselves because it's going to help everybody in every situation every time. It really is. It's just basically what I'm calling get a grip. Get a grip. You ever heard of that? Hey, great, get a grip on yourself, right? It's because somebody's telling you, you're too aggressive. Get a grip. Calm down. Or if you're too emotional and you're always, hypersensitive and now you're kind of barking at people because you feel like they're invading on your thoughts or your spaces, whatever, get a grip. Calm down. It's interesting statements that we use here. So the breathing technique, I think, really is the best and the first approach that anybody should do when they're going to attempt to regain that balance of your energy, which is basically, like I've been saying, your emotions and your thoughts. Because I've done it so long, I've done it in so many scary situations, and it really helps you find your center and your balance. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Shiloh. I mean, that's unfortunate, and it really is. But, now you're balancing what? Two sides of what you have to do for your children. So now you have the masculine side, the daddy side, and then you have the mommy side, the feminine side, right? So not only are you balancing yourself in that way of being two parents in one, but you're showing your kids how to be independent, how to do things with what? Yourself. Because they don't see the dad there. They don't have anybody to help you through stuff. So you're actually teaching them a lesson to gain their own balance and to be able to do the same thing you are, just subconsciously because they're young and they pick up on what we do because We learn by demonstration. True story. I didn't know. I'm just saying because, everything, I think really every kid should have, some involvement with both parents, whether they're together or not. Like my situation's horrible horrible co-parenting. Damn, you know what I'm saying? But when I have to balance myself and, be the dad and be the mom when they're with me, that's just what I have to do. And so sometimes it's not fair to the kids when they only have one parent. That's all I meant by that, right? You definitely got this, right? You do. Because you understand what you need to do to balance yourself, right? And so when, you have that going on for yourself, well, like we're talking about now, you can employ your techniques that you do to be able to do what you do, thus helping other people in the same similar situations understand, have different techniques and different game plans to really, make that crap work. Well, true that. True that. They do feel the weight of the world on their shoulders. I mean, it's not an easy job. I mean, even being a parent with another person. I mean, so definitely by yourself is that much harder. You know what I mean? But how proud are you to do it on your own? I mean, seriously, give yourselves a pat on the back because that is a challenge that a lot of people cave on. They cannot stay strong. You know what I'm saying? So you guys have to have that balance in some kind of way to be able to keep going. Right? Amen. It's fantastic. And it's kind of sad that the way of the world is like that. Nobody wants to get friggin' married anymore. Like, what the hell is that all about? Too much Tinder and too much swipe left shit. You know what I mean? It's the impulsiveness. There's no balance, right? True that. Yes. And so you teach your kids that balance too, sometimes indirectly. It really is. We teach our kids sometimes indirectly because we go through these experiences. They're with us, so they see us, and in some kind of way, they take that learning lesson of the experience of what they're watching you go through, and then they can put that in their heads. And so then when they hopefully never have to go through that, but they'll have that tool of that memory and how to remember how mom handled things or how dad handled things because they were by themselves handling 17 million kids. You know what I mean? Just saying. Right. So that's why mom takes baths and they put the candles on and dad goes in his garage and works on his stuff. And, we always try to find different ways to declutter our minds and let our emotions settle to really always pull us back into that unity of ourselves. Fantastic. Oh, nobody's a victim at all. You know what I mean? It takes two to make it, takes two to break it. Really, it does. So nobody's really at fault because, say, like for me, I got a divorce, right? I can blame her all day. She can blame me all day, right? But the whole reality of it is we both didn't want to have the marriage. Two to make it, two to break it. You know what I mean? So nobody's really a victim here unless you want to look for that sympathy and feel like somebody else is going to help you through your emotions. But what are you going to do when that person helps you, like gives you the advice and you don't take it and now you're still stuck? Well, it's like a self-imposed kind of prison of wanting that pity party. And so you being strong the way that you are carrying on for your kids, it certainly is not a victim. It's a hero. Roy getting a game plan, figuring out, should I run out the building or not during this earthquake? He's a hero. Because you guys have that balance. You know what I'm saying? Survivors, right. Survivors. I like the word hero better, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you guys, I mean, we all in our own ways we have struggles. We have situations that are hard to deal with. So even when you call yourself a survivor, it makes you think that you are a past victim. So in some sense, you're still kind of in that victim mentality, but now you're just past the victim part, and now you're the survivor. Survivor of being a victim. Still kind of in that mentality. In some way, subconscious, that's going to hit you. Stay there. It can be an illness for sure. People really thrive on that shit. It's kind of disgusting. Really is. And that's kind of like it's really like a form of codependency. This is what I believe. You know. So when you take actions for yourself, yes, warrior, hero, strength, right? Um, I mean, we overcome things, but if you have that survivor mentality, well, then you're a survivor has to survive something, and that would be in that victimization category. So if you're a warrior, which means, okay, now it's a different kind of perspective because there's obstacles, and now you overcome those obstacles. It's not now victim and survivor, you know? It's like recruit, and then, you pass your little training, and now you're that hero or you're that warrior. You know what I mean? It gives you a different, complete sense of feeling mentally and emotionally. Because then there's no room for people to give you a pity party or for you even to have that codependency and that, I'm a victim and everybody's always out to get me and everybody's treating me wrong. Nah. You know what I'm saying? Amen. Amen. And, I really am so happy that you guys can definitely share your stories and bring some of this out to the world. So, because then that way, you know, we teach other people how to find their way and how to balance themselves and get out of this maybe different mentality of the way they're feeling or the way they're thinking about the world. You know what I mean? And bring themselves in a different perspective, but on a higher level. On a higher level, on a true level, just by relating our situations and stories and how we come out of things, what we've done to, overcome situations, people, places, and things. There you go. There's your visual affirmation. Visual affirmation. Some people, I told them to go look in the mirror. Tell them that tell yourself you're a good person. Tell yourself that you do good things. Right? Maybe even write down in like a permanent marker on a piece of paper, I love myself. Just write these positive things about yourself. I mean, we do it for reminding ourselves of paying bills and we do it for, appointments and all this other stuff. Why can't we do something like that to remind ourselves of who we are? Here you, hero. Of course they do. They're so innocent, they have no idea. They don't have no idea, Solomon, what life is about yet. Because as a child, you have to learn from your parents. And if you're not together in sync with yourself, whether you're not going to do very well teaching these kids. So even when you're going through struggles and you're going through oppositions and barriers and stuff that you think is going to really wreck your life, you find some kind of way in getting your balance. You can teach these kids these things the same way. So now they'll have those tools and opportunities to see later on when they get into situations and things themselves. Now they're going to be able to put a better perspective on it because they watch mom do some stuff. They watch mom overcome some things or dad. You know what I mean? Even single people. Your friends are going to look at you. Well, you've overcome a lot of adversity. They're going to admire you that way. And because of your friend, they're going to understand because you're talking to them about some stuff. You know what I mean? So now they're going to know some ways that you kind of came out of your hole. And they're going to help themselves when they get into a hole, subconsciously remembering some of these things. You're all about the visual, Shiloh. I see that. Yes. Me too. Look at, see? I mean, I know, but this is just like for public. So I just lean my arm out the car. And it's like, what's up? You know what I mean? If you know what that symbol means, well, then you know what's up. It's all visual. Some is with our sense of smelling things. You know what I'm saying? So this is, great. But let me ask you guys a question. Okay. It's my turn. Okay. So what do you do when you got yourself balanced and then you run into a situation where you do not have a technique or a visual or a using those senses, meditation, all these other things to pull yourself in balance because you just got out of balance because you've exhausted all of your tools to balance yourself? What do you got to do? Cleaning, rearranging, distracting, okay? Taking your mind off things, okay? But what do you do if you already rearranged all your furniture? Hey, Sue, what's up? What do you do if you already rearranged all your furniture? What if you play with all your rocks? There you go. Key word. Bingo. Chicken. What is it? Winner, chicken dinner? Yeah. Pray. Pray, pray, pray. That, my friends, is, I think, the best way. We can pet our rocks. We can sniff our candles. We can, eat our favorite foods. Those are the nows. Those are the physicals. But when you're having a real problem that you fucking have no tools to get over, to balance yourself again, when you pray and you say, God, take this from me. God, help me. God, give me these ideas. Help me find a way through this. There is nothing as far as a rock or a smell or a touch or a sense or anything that would be better than that. And it works every time if you believe. It's the whole part is believing it. And of course, having that relationship, you know what I'm saying? So some people don't. Because, I'll give you an instance. Like, Roy, India, right? You guys have many gods. Many, many gods. Is it wrong? I don't think so. That is just the way that you guys have carried your traditions and the way that you believe things to help you what? Pray to God to get things done in your life or fix things in your life and all this other stuff. It's relatively all the same thing because there's only one creator. Banana bread. I can smell it from here. I mean, but Shiloh had coffee and cinnamon rolls. Now you're making some banana bread with coffee cake. This is great. So yes, that's perfect. Some people like to bake. So when they get all frustrated and crap, they go and throw some muffins in the oven. Now they're thinking about the muffins, how they're going to taste because it's their favorite thing. But now it's all in the air and they smell it. And now those combos really work. Really works. Delicious for sure. You guys are already making me hungry. I can't deal with this. Good girls. Yes. So praying. Praying is like really, it so works. Never quit believing and you quit receiving, right? True. So true. If you don't believe in something, how much you are going to invest in it, right? Not much at all. That's a pretty interesting statement. So, believe in yourselves because then, we can actually do a lot of these things on our own. But it's just gathering the belief that you can. You'd be surprised how far you can go because the mind is an amazing thing. When they say mind over matter, they ain't freaking lying. It's just you gotta apply that technique and believe it. Seeing is believing, mind over matter, all these things, it all makes sense when you really put it all together this way. It's crazy, but it's really not. I pray for banana bread all the time because I have a ton of patience. So we're all different in our own little struggles, you know what I mean? But it's kind of funny. I mean, that is a very, very classic statement too. For real, I've heard it before. I've seen it plastered on Facebook, Instagram, all this other crap, and it's a good motivator. I mean, it really is. It's kind of like if you don't have a destination, well, then how are you going to know your route? Same kind of technique, same kind of thought process, same kind of motivation, right? Same kind of meaning, but it's more fine tuned for yourself as an individual. And a lot of people, they don't know who they are. I mean, some people are still trying to figure out what they want to be when they grow up. And like 45, live with their mom and shit. What's that? You know what I'm saying? So not everybody knows themselves. It takes a long time for people to try to figure themselves out. It really does. Yeah. Mantras, meditations, using your five senses. It's all those things that we use to gain our balance back. To have that clear sight picture of what we want in our lives and where we're going to go in our lives, you know? Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, Solomon. And you got to give it up to everybody else, too. Like I said, it takes one to implement some kind of change, but it takes a community to make that change happen. And this is what we're doing. And this is a perfect example of that cliche. Late bloomers, exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like my oldest stepson, he didn't start walking till he was like 3, talking late too. Doesn't mean nothing's wrong with him. He's just a little behind the curve like everybody else. When we understand those things, now we have the patience and that time to really, you know, nurture that kid the way it's supposed to be. Do that. But praying is the best. And a lot of people don't believe in God, and it's such a shame. I mean, you see it everywhere. You see it on Instagram, TikTok, it's really disgusting. The evil is so prominent. Oh, you're the bestest too. I thank you. Appreciate that. You guys are like, you're starting to make me blush. You really are. And it's just my natural way, and I found a way to do it. You know, I've been lost for a long time myself. I've been through some shit to try to figure out some shit, still didn't know what shit I was in. But I didn't really have anybody to help me. I didn't have a lot of support. My faith has always been strong, so the only support I really needed was the Heavenly Father upstairs. Because I turn to Him for everything. Everything. I really do. And that's why I'm able to really gather this information, because I get it from directly. Because I'm supposed to be doing this to give this kind of support to you guys. You know, basically to the whole damn world, because we're on YouTube here. It's like, how many people on the planet? And how little they rotate my videos? Punks. I'm just saying. I guess, I didn't put enough tags in or something like that. Whatever. I don't know. It's still reaching people, and that's what I care. Because you know why? I checked out the analytics yesterday, and I almost crapped my pants, right? My videos are being rotated in 12 different countries. Count them. 1, 2, 12. Swear to God. India, UK, Canada, the Philippines, Iraq, Turkey, Belize, Ukraine, Russia, all over the place. So I'm not really that worried about getting 10,000 views in one video, because my whole intent to start this thing was as long as one person seen it, got the message, that's all my job was for. Anything else after that is a fantastic bonus. Nice. See what I'm saying? Perfect example. I got India, United States, and Philippines all right in the same conversation. So we're different communities. We're different people. But look at us sharing the same values, the same mentality, the same emotions, and even the same techniques to help each other. Can you not get better than that? Well, maybe if we had more countries join. You know what I'm saying? That's probably about it. But this is phenomenal. I can't even believe this. And this is the whole thing about splitting the divide. Just because you're in India don't make you a different person? Because you got a better tan than me? Oh my God. What? You still have the same ideas and the same belief systems as me. We're sharing that idea because it's all one purpose: to help each other. So what do you think about that? Very inspiring, Solomon. Very. Fantastically inspiring. It's amazing. Oh, thank you, Aquarius. I think, Diva, I definitely have. I really have. And I enjoy the tarot. I really do. But like, I think this is just that was just a stepping stone to get a base, like the platform, the audience. And because my readings aren't so negative and they're so dead on, and it's like right in your face what you did today, and you guys are like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening because you're telling me what's happening. That's that connection. That's what needed to be started, right? That's like having the match, getting ready to light it. So now we're lighting that match. And now it's expanding and it's growing. It's getting way better. And at first I was like, oh my God, these people are going to think I'm a wacko because I'm talking about some shit that sounds like a conspiracy theory, all sorts of stuff. But you guys get it. Because you have these same thoughts. You have these same feelings. Just some people can't bring that out because they're too worried about other situations and things and people that might hold you down. But I don't live in fear. I don't. So I bring it. And you guys are so supportive that way that you encourage me to bring more and more. Like this topic about rebalancing your energy. I mean, that's all Diva's fault. I said that at the beginning of the video because that was one of her suggestions, which I asked for. You know what I'm saying? And Sue with her suggestion about the predators. You bring it, I bring it. Because we share the same common values, the same thoughts, the same ideas of what isn't right in this world. Or even within yourself. It was a platform to find, yes. Yes. I mean, it's an excellent, excellent tool, right? Especially if you have that gift of the intuition, right? It really is. I mean, I see some of these tarot readers, and like I said, they just read the book and then they pump out 450 videos in 18 days. And some people make sense, some people don't. But it's not really authentic. It's really not. It's just learning the cards. And then some people are psychologists and they apply these mental techniques to really get you trapped in what I call the tarot tarot trap, the soap opera. And they're not using it in the way that it's supposed to be because they're charging and they're all this other crap. And you're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be helping other people because you found yourself through this way. And so now you got to bring the enlightenment to other people. Helping each other for sure. Oh, you'd be fantastic. Charlotte, that'd be so amazing. I mean, I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be more grateful. It really is. It's like tell the subway guy, tell everybody, because the more the merrier, right? If we all share our experiences in the way we are, um, it needs to be spread because there's a lot of people in this world that are lost. They're just aggravated and just don't know how to find themselves, and they don't understand some of the situations and conflicts and things that they're in, and so they just get stuck. I mean, I've been in a different way of helping other people, but on a physical level, like some of my older friends. And it's like they were so stuck they didn't care. I mean, they were asking for advice and all this other stuff, but they just didn't want to take it. Thinking maybe some of the things of, even if you have a candle and you're smelling it, could relax you. It's crazy. And, it's just kind of ignorant a little bit, right? Maybe looking for a pity party themselves. I don't know. But you can only go so far with helping people because then you're going to start exhausting your energy and you're not going to have the tools to really help yourself get balanced again. So sometimes you got to be able to walk away. You do. I mean, real conversations is like the realest thing. It sounds weird like that, but um, being real, having real conversations, that's authenticity. If you can have a real conversation with yourself and somebody else, well, then guess what? You're being authentic to yourself and to somebody else. And maybe they can do that to somebody else. And now everybody's being real and authentic. That's super fantastic. Oh, I know this. I have not charged once. The VFW, thank you. Right. I have a friend that started putting this out to their little group, and they're a bunch of nurses and things like that. So they're all like on the bandwagon, and they're talking amongst themselves about some of the issues that we're all talking about. Right? It's fantastic. So yeah, bring it up. I don't charge anything. I never have charged one dime. I never asked for any dimes. I've had people say you do personal readings and stuff like that. I don't. Now, I've done it for my family, my kids, and things like that. A couple of their friends, but I don't charge them for that stuff. And they're all amazed. Their jaws drop to the floor. They start crying, like, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're telling me this." But it's true because it's my work. It's my gift. So my gift isn't supposed to be exploited. And exploiting it is being like, okay, you give me some money, I'll give you my gift. It's not a job. It's a service. It's what I'm supposed to do because I'm good at what I do, apparently. So thank you guys for letting me know that. Amen. Fake. Yes, that's what we're eliminating. The fake. You know, the what do they call that? The deep state. The fake crap, right? The people that just want to hold us down from being true to who we really are. And as a society, we can be this one group, but as a collective, all living in our truth, all being authentic and being real. You know what I mean? That's the ultimate goal, is to get you to be finding your true self, to get your reality and your authentic self. So then you find your abilities and you find your talents, and then you can bring that to the world. And if we all can do that, just imagine the world we can live in. No fear, no fakeness, no anxiety, and no stress, and no hackers and haters and peekers and creepers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I did. So fake. Oh, you stopped 5 years ago? That's amazing. I got a couple of years on you, but you know what? We're right neck and neck. Because when you understand the reality of things and how things are so fake, you're gonna do two things. You're gonna go with it and accept it, so now you're the sheep, or you're gonna be authentic and real and say this is bogus as hell, and I'm not gonna go with it. And people are gonna chastise you and say, "What? You don't like Christmas? What? You don't like Jesus? Oh my god! Oh my god!" And then I'm like this, okay. Well, let me move this. and I'll take this, and I'll say, you look in this, and you tell me when Jesus' birthday is, right? You look in this shit, right? You wanna chastise me, think I'm crazy because I don't think that, December 25th is Jesus' birthday. So why are we even celebrating Christmas? Oh, because it's a pagan holiday? Show me in here that it says December 25th is his birthday. And they can't. Because it's not in there. So now who's the crazy one? Who's the one being fake? Who's the one being not authentic? So give yourselves a round of applause for that. You out of here already? Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Shiloh. You're amazing. Thank you really for coming out, supporting the channel. Thank you for wanting to spread the word to everybody too. That's amazing. I mean, it's above and beyond. I didn't have to ask for that. You just did that, and so you're fantastic, and you get a gold star for the day. Right. So, well, fake Christians maybe, okay, they could be lost, right? They don't know everything. They don't know all the facts. We've all been deceived from the beginning. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you're fake or they're fake. It's just they don't know the truth. So then once you expose that truth, now you give them the chance to show them if they're fake or not. True story. So if a person's going to argue about December 25th being Jesus' birthday, well, that dude's lost. Because he can't show me the facts. So he's being fake. He's not being authentic. And I'm living in my truth and in my facts. And that shit will always override any joker, any clown to try to pull you into their way. True story. So we try to teach people. We try to learn them. So though they come presenting themselves as fake, they're just maybe uneducated. Their lack of knowledge. They don't have any understanding of the truth. But when you're going to bring the truth, you better bring those facts. Like the definitions of what Halloween really is. Trick or treat. When you understood what trick or treat means, it's freaking what? We can't with using our kids like that. It's bogus. But we all fell for it. I even dressed up. Every year I was dressed up going out with my kids. I even had my own candy bag. You know what I'm saying? Do I not feel ashamed of that? Surely I do. Have I not asked for repentance and God's forgiveness for that? Surely I did. Yeah. And that's why I have that energy to say to you, hey, this is the truth. This is the reality. I've lived it. You might be living it. So this is a different way of seeing it because what we've been living in is not real. I mean, it is real for them and their beliefs that they're putting on us. But it's that false sense of reality that I don't like. It's not the reality I want to live in. Like speaking in tongues, kind of like Sue. Because I mean, I took Italian in high school. I know some Italian. When I was in the army, I learned Arabic, so I could speak some Arabic. But I never felt that speaking in tongues or trying to, speak to somebody in their own language. If I knew it, I don't know. I'm not really sure. I bring the words that I have for what I know. Celebrating God every day is it's an amazing thing because look at the world we live in. Oh, philosophical. Oh, yeah, sure, right? I mean, sure. If you have the intelligence, for sure, you need to bring, like the comical side of yourself out, but having that intellectual, factual side about yourself to really make your point. Because we do have to adjust the way that we speak to people, unfortunately. Because even though we're created equal in spirit, like there are people smarter, there are people dumber. I'm not really trying to call anybody out, but that's just the reality. So being able to have those tools on speaking different ways to people. It's not like you're being biased to one group and then not to the other by saying you're going to talk intellectual to people that are intellectual and not intellectual to people that aren't. You try to find that balance and that mix those two together. Layman terms, intelligent terms, right? So mixing of those two is I think a really good technique, because if they're not understanding the intelligence, well, you can break it up with a little bit of a joke, a little bit less of the intelligence, or bring it onto their level without making them feel less than, giving them a complex. You've been told often, I help others. Fantastic. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying? But make it more effective, which means find some tools to spread that more out. Okay. Spread it out more, right? Maybe you need to go on some social media. Maybe you need to, I don't know, start a community thing, like a little women's group or something. You know what I mean? But if you have that drive and you're actually starting to do that, or have been, um, grow it, make it bigger, bring more of it out. Like I said, it started with the tarot. I got a little base. Now everybody's kind of jumping on board with these conversations, and then I'm engaging you guys to engage me. So now we're engaging each other, like with millions of people as our audience, because they're seeing your comments, they're hearing what you're talking about. So you're just as involved as I am. So indirectly, I'm giving you a platform. You know what I'm saying? And it's not bothering me one bit, because that's the whole premise. Be able to pull on your energy, you pull on mine, and we come together with this balance. We're able to share all these kind of things with everybody. So that's super fantastic. Amazing. Ever feel like you're speaking? Oh, yeah, another language. Sorry about that's the philosophical, right? I just saw a video on teaching speaking in tongues. When you speak in tongues, is speaking the word. Well, I mean, that could be up for debate. I mean, the angels have their own language. So who knows what really the language is? It was when you're speaking in tongues, which just sounds like crazy to other people. But my aunt did that. She was just like, blah, 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 blah. And people looking at her like, she's like crazy. But it's however that you feel that whatever's in you needs to come out. Hopefully people can interpret and understand. But I don't know. I was always kind of like a little confused about that idea. Maybe because I never experienced it. I mean, myself personally, I've seen my aunt do it, and it looks weird and all this other stuff, because it's not normal. I mean, it's not our normal language. It's not something that's happening all the time, so it's not that familiar. So it's a little bit of ignorance, right? But who knows how God works in you to make you bring what you got to bring out. So I don't condemn it for sure. Well, Solomon, how you know that your manifestations are being granted? What are signs? Well, first of all, it's understanding what you want to manifest. That's one. For two, the signs is like really ultimately the thing that you're wanting to manifest is going to appear. It's just simple as that. There's no real there's no clues, I guess you could say. You can't sense that it's on its way. You can't sense that it's going to come, or you can't sense that it's not going to come. It's just when you start getting into that point of looking for those clues, you're breaking the actual manifestation and you're going to lose it. It's true, because you have to focus on continually visualizing, and then now you have to continually feel like what you're trying to manifest is what you already have. So it's like believing in something, right? Like for me, my car, I was like, I had a picture of it every day. I was like, that's my car. I want this car. So the visualization is there. So now the intent is, I want it. I have it. It's mine. So now I'm starting to visualize, not just seeing through the picture, but feeling me like I'm driving it. And I'm turning on the radio, I'm opening the sunroof, and I'm like, already had it. And if you break that process of the visualization of that feeling that you have it by looking for something to tell you that you're going to get it, you're going to lose the whole manifestation and you got to start over. And that's what takes a long time, to start over, revisualize things, get that feeling back to where you have it, right? So I hope that helped a little bit. It's not to focus on the signs. And when your manifestation is granted, it happens. Just depends on how much effort you put into visualizing, believing in your heart, not just in your mind, but in your heart, that whatever you're trying to get is already yours. That's part of that law of attraction, but it's really the best way that I can give a definition of manifestations. Other than, I'm thirsty, so I'm going to take this cup and I'm going to drink. Guess what? I just manifested that. I did, because I thought I felt and I thought I wanted to drink. And that energy of wanting to have something to drink to what? Quench my thirst? Well, when you think about it for a certain amount of time, how long are you going to really stay thirsty before you grab this cup to get a drink? So it depends on how long you think about it. Whatever else is distracting you to stop you from getting your little drink. I'm saying? So that's just the simplest manifestation we do on the physical. I can't see. I need to see. I gotta feel that I gotta see, because I need to see what you guys are saying. So I'm grabbing my glasses, making that reality happen. That's the manifestation. So there's no clue in knowing it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. That's the blessing in it. Manifesting coffee, right? I mean, it's so true. It's so simple that way, but I think that's the best example of giving manifestation, but it's just on the simplest, easiest terms, because we manifest all the time. A lot of us don't even know it, and it's just that simple. Hey, I'm thirsty. I think I'm thirsty. I feel I'm thirsty. I'm going to take the action to quench that thirst. So now when you think about, you want a house, you want a car, you want money, whatever you want in your life, you can really get, but it just depends on your focus, how well that you can shuffle out all the other distractions to keep yourself focused. But the real trick is to believe that you've already drinking this coffee, quenching that thirst already. So when you get to the bigger things in your life that you want, it's a little more harder, a little more trickier. Yeah, for real. Seriously. you know, but it's true. There's a lot of people that have already done it. I mean, look at the rich people. I'm not saying like some of the bogus rich people. Like some of these people that do these talks of how they became a millionaire, right? They had similar ideas of visualizing themselves being a millionaire, then feeling in themselves that they already are a millionaire. So they start to dress like a millionaire. They start to act like a millionaire. They start to talk with millionaires. And before they know it, they're friggin' millionaires. It's amazing. And I can't manifest money. I don't want to manifest money. I don't concentrate on manifesting money. I do agree with Sue. That's the root of all evil. I really think we could do without money if we just had a different system of society. And I really think that's on the give and take, the barter. So Sue has corn, and I have a donkey. So Sue needs her friggin' her field plowed, um, you know. So if you give me some corn, I'll let you use my donkey. That's like the money sense that I think that needs to be changed, and we can have a different society if we kind of employ those kind of things. Give and take, better balance. Because right now we're off balance with the money. There's only like, what, 1% of the population is the most richest in the world. Fair as that. It's evil. It's not a balance. Everything's off. You're most welcome, Solomon. I'm glad I can help you with that. I manifested that breath 3 a.m. See what I mean? It's hot and ready. Put a little slice of butter on that. Drink your coffee. You're golden, right? So now you got your senses going. You got your smelling, your taste, and your touch, and all that. So your manifestation for the day is pretty fantastic. You're gonna having a good day with your banana bread over there. Barter system is definitely a balance for sure. That give and take. And we need to put that in everything we do, especially with the world itself, like Mother Earth. You know, we really do, because we could do things better. I mean, we really don't need fossil fuel. We don't. You know, we don't need some of the things that we got that we're kind of abusing. Because why? People are making money off that shit. Nobody wants to have the company that has free electricity because they're not getting fucking paid for it. So they're not going to use it, not going to share it, and they're not going to spread it so everybody has free electricity. Simple as that. Libra is in the house today. Libra's definitely bringing the justice and them scales balance, right? Amen. I love that. Yeah, it's super good. You guys are so freaking amazing, right? And so tell this to your friends. Let them prod their own self and get on the same level and the same energy. It's kind of infectious, isn't it? It does spread, especially when it makes sense. And if it doesn't, well, then you can help it make sense with it. Bringing them to their balance, getting them to be their authentic selves and be standing in their own true selves. And when you can only do that, that's the only way we can really bring a change and bring a balance. Because so far, nobody here has been arguing with any of the things that we've been talking about. We got no punks in here. We got nobody disagreeing with shit. Even people that aren't even trying to be in the reading, they're in the reading because they know the whole flow of everything. And I encourage that. That's fine with me. Oh, what we say, Leo Virgo? Oh, yeah, Leo Virgo. Leo. That's one of my favorite ones. Hell yeah. You know, it's okay. Because it's all family, right? We can all be different signs. We can all, Aquarius, humanitarian right there. Humanitarian. She's about to give everybody a slice of banana bread, right? Just saying. You guys are awesome. Fantastic. So, I've only had 2 suggestions, and both Diva and Sue, those 2 are your faults. So, this video, you claim it, it's yours, but we need other people to bring more suggestions. So, Solomon, you got some ideas. I think Roy left already. I'm not sure. Bring some more ideas because we're just getting warmed up. Okay. I already whacked out a couple of readings. I did the Taurus, Aries, Taurus, and then Taurus, Gemini. So now I got the Cancer. I'm going to be getting a Leo, Virgo shortly. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to leave it here with 13333 on the clock. I like that idea. You guys are fantastic. You're amazing. Thank you for supporting me. Thank for you, you guys' creative ideas, your suggestions, and your knowledge, your wisdom. I'm just blown away by that. And hey, you know what? We all deserve a slice of banana bread. So I think I'm gonna go and make some myself. Thanks for the little subliminal there. It's amazing. Gratitude for Shirley. Thank you. You're amazing. You all are amazing. So with that being said, let me blow out my candle. And then I'm going to sign off. So you guys have a great day. Be safe on your weekend. You know what I mean? Let's keep spreading the love. Peace and pray, my friends. See you again.